and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here an interesting pen and an interesting box. So I placed an order with Mr Cypress. Yes, I wanted a couple more Mr Cypress pens, and this box showed up. And although I purchased two pens, I actually also received a third pen. Because I have actually placed quite a few orders with Mr Cypress in the past. And I received this lovely 8-pen box and also a couple of kimonos as well. So you can see those here. They really are quite captivating. So this is an 8-pen box here. And I purchased this pen here. So this is, I'll take it out and remove this box so you can see it in all its glory. So this is the Cypress, or Mr Cypress, as they used to be called. And this is a Raden Mosaic number 4. And I saw this pen and I really wanted to try and get this pen. And there was only one left at the time. And I messaged, I tried to purchase it on the website, but I couldn't actually purchase it. So I frantically messaged Celine at Cypress, and she actually said, yeah, it's unfortunately, there seems to be a problem on the website. So I was able to buy the pen directly from her. And this is the Mosaic Raden number 4 is the official terminology. Absolutely beautiful. I got it with a Cypress nib. Unfortunately, the 14 karat gold nibs are out of stock, so I did have to go for the 18 karat gold, which was a little bit more. But I still decided I would go for this because, as you can see here, this is a really beautiful work of art. You've got these like gold swirls in this cap and the body. You've got swirls of eggshells and swirls of Raden or abalone shell as well. This really is a beautiful pen. It's a little bit on the shorter side to some of my other Cypress pens that are normally around about 150 millimeters long. I think this one's around about 140 or 139, something around that. We'll have a look in a little bit later when we do a size check. But if I unscrew the cap there, you'll also see this lovely sort of coppery golden sort of section there. And a number 8 size medium 18 karat gold Cypress nib. Now, if I unscrew, you'll see there, I have had this inked up, but it's almost empty. It is on fumes. It's a Schmidt K5 converter. Now, if you don't know, Mr Cypress now include these metal collars. And what that does is it means that the nib unit doesn't screw into the section anymore. It screws into this metal nib collar that goes through the section. And the idea is that you can then line up the pattern. And I really do like that. That is a really good idea from Mr Cypress. I think it's a great idea. It just means that you can tighten it up and you can always align that nib to how you want it aligned. I wish a lot of other manufacturers would do something similar. You can see here it's still a decent size in my hand. It's not too long. It's not too short. Can I post the cap? I can do. The cap is very light, and I would also be a little bit careful because I can feel the raisedness on these like gold areas. So I would be a little bit careful. It is an ebonite body with screw threads, but I would still be a little bit careful because you might start to micro scratch that perfect finish. So that's something I would probably suggest not to do. Now, the other thing also is that this has a spring-loaded clutch clip there in the cap. So you have to push it in and twist. And that just allows for a greater seal, but you can almost see that there's hardly any line there when that cap is together with the body. It really is quite beautiful. I really do like this pen. So I'm glad that I paid for this and received it, and it actually came within 2 days from Taiwan to the UK. An amazing quickness there with FedEx who delivered it. So I'd like to thank Celine for this. This is a great pen that I purchased, and very glad that I now have this one in my collection. So I think with that, let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking at about 139 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking at 60 millimeters in length. And then the length of the body to the tip of the nib or tip of the tines, we are looking at about 127 millimeters in length. So it's not quite what I would class as an oversized pen. The body is normally should be around about 130, but it's not far off that. The section is very comfortable. There isn't a concave section on this one. The screw threads there, there's a little bit of step down, but it is comfortable to hold in my hand. So I think with that, let's go and do a weight check. Now, although this is inked, it's pretty much uninked. You saw how much ink there was left in that converter. So the weight of the pen, we are looking at just over 22 grams in weight. This is an ebonite pen. The weight of the cap, we're looking at just under 6.5 grams in weight. And then the weight of the body, if I can make sure it doesn't roll, we're looking at just under 16 grams in weight. So not a bad weight pen. It's fairly light, but I like it. I really, really do like this pen. It's actually a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Mr Cypress, and this is the Kawari Nuri Deep Light 1. We have a Mr Cypress Kawari Nuri Deep Light 3, a Mr Cypress Eggshell 05A, a Mr Cypress Eggshell 06. We have a Mr Cypress Mosaic Raden 4, a Mr Cypress, and this is the Maple in the Forest, a Mr Cypress Raden Dragon, a Mr Cypress Eggshell 01, and we have a Tweeko Seishu Dragon in red and a Tweeko Seishu Dragon in green. But you can see here that this is a little bit more on the shorter and thinner side compared to some of the other Mr Cypress pens. Almost really, it's actually thinner than the Kawari Nuris. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the Mr Cypress, or now they are known as Cypress, and this is the Raden Mosaic number 4, and I've got a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold Cypress nib. The ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku, and it's in a hoe, and I'm a little bit sad about this. I've not been using this ink lately, purely because I only have about 1.5 bottles left, and it's no longer in production. I do hope Pilot do bring it back at some point. That said, I think I found another ink, and I'm going to have to do a comparison with it because the ink that I've got is Robert Oster Muddy Bucket, and I think I've got Muddy Sand as well. So I'm going to have to do a comparison. So this is almost out of ink, so I'm going to ink this back up with probably Muddy Bucket and then see how good that comparison that is. In terms of line variation, I think we're getting about a Western medium, a little bit more on the finer side. I can push that nib a little bit more and get a little bit more out of that nib. The reason why I like this ink is that it shades really well. You can see there's more vertical lines. There's no hard starts or skips there. So I think this nib is pretty well tuned. In terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. Now we'll do a horizontal pass as well. So it's not a super wet nib. This is a nib that would be great to write in a notebook. It's not what I'd call a fire hose of a nib, and to be honest, as much as I do like fire hose nibs, I would say that I am starting to like slightly less wetter nibs. What do I like? What do I not like about this pen? It's a Cypress or Mr Cypress pen. It's an ebonite. It's urushi. It's makie. It's Raden. It's got eggshell. It's got abalone shell. It's got gold swirls in it as well. It's a cartridge converter. I like the Cypress 14 and 18 karat gold nibs. So that kind of ticks all the boxes for me. Is there anything I dislike about this pen? No, there really isn't. Well, I guess the only thing is if I had the chance, if they had two versions, one was 150 millimeters long, I probably would have gone with 150 millimeter long instead of the 139 millimeter version that we have here today. I just prefer around 150 millimeter when we're looking at like urushi, Raden pens. So that's a personal preference for me. I do typically like the larger, more wider pens. So I probably, if I had the choice, I'd say I'd go for the larger one, even if it cost me another, I don't know, 50 or 100 US dollars. But this is a beautiful pen. Glad that I've added it to my collection. It's going to be a pen that I'm probably going to write with for a while now. So there you have it. That's my review and unboxing of the Mr Cypress Raden Mosaic number 4 with a medium 18 karat gold Cypress nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.